My can't say line.
I know.
Hi.
Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to begin just by thanking Zach for such lovely words. I wasn't sure he'd have to amend that statement. I found out that you were going to start talking about it. That was alright. I sure I'll speak for everybody when I reiterate thanks to Phil and Gail and Anne and Graham for helping make today happen. Without you two, such a brilliant day wouldn't have happened. So thank you very much. Further thanks again to the beautiful bridesmaids, flower girls, our young ushers and the staff here at the Talbot. You've done a great job so far, thank you very much. A further thank you must go to the parents of the bride and the groom for doing such an excellent job bringing up the two people that got before us. So thank you for that. Mr. and Mrs. Collier, you must be really proud of Natalie. She's intelligent, she's beautiful, she's graceful, and she truly has lit up everything that she walked into today. Auntie Anne, Uncle Graham, don't feel bad, you did the best you could.
Oh yeah.
Now, I don't know very much about marriage, so before I wrote this speech I thought I'll have a sit down and think about what it is all about. So I did that, and I eventually came to the conclusion that basically marriage is all about partnership. So then I thought about partnership, and with the assistance of Google came up with a few bits about partnership. Maybe a little bit profound, but Nelson Mandela once said that a good head and a good heart make for a formidable combination. And again, when I look at you two today, I can see a good head and a good heart. I've not quite worked out yet what does that bring to the equation. My name's Lawrence, as Zach said, and I'm Zach's younger cousin. I'm sure a lot of people haven't had much chance to spend a lot of time with Zach yet, obviously with the story that they've had. And so it's my job to fill you in on exactly what Natalie's got on herself. I must say I did struggle to write this speech. I've spent the best part of 24 years as a partner in crime to the job. And that brought up a question. How loyal am I? And so I wondered, should I tell you about the time when Zach came up to me in primary school crying because his willy had gone purple?
Lawrence, it's all out the window.
Should I tell you about the time he was dead to consume a bottle of Jack Daniels and woke up lost in the French Alps? Well, how about the time when he was 19 and he got a haircut making him look like the love child of Rod Stewart and Willie Savage? But then I realised, no Lawrence, you can't do that. No, that wouldn't be very nice. Another reason that I can't tell these stories is that shortly after it began, I realised that Zach's been quite clever in his choice of best man. The issue being that there aren't many stories that I can tell you of that don't incriminate me to a certain level. And I don't want to lose my job. The friendship between me and Zach goes back to the day that I was born, I suppose. We dragged each other up through childhood, side by side. And because of that, there's not a lot I don't know about my older cousin. and I'd like to share some of those stories with you all. To do this, for a few cheap laughs, I have considered using the medium of interpretive dance. But then I thought, I don't want to steal any laughs from Zach when he tries to dance later on. Okay, so it didn't come as a massive surprise to me when I found out that Zach had fallen in love with his doctor. In fact, he told me so. The reason being, I'd always suspected he had a thing for people in uniform. Ever since I walked in on him at age 10, squeezing little nurses' outfits onto his action men and making them I'll never forget the sadistic little look on his face and the immediate look of shame when he realised he was being rumbled. Now, his fondness for uniforms followed him through into later life, until Natalie eventually had to put her foot down and move him to Australia in order to get him out of his fireman phase. Okay, so although I do love Zach, if I'm honest, he wasn't always the best role model for me as a younger cousin growing up. But that said, I have to give him some credit, because Zach, when you weren't serving as a good role model, you did serve as a horrific warning of what not to do. Let me tell you the story of the first time that I joined Zach as an altar boy at our local church, believe it or not. There we were, sat in our nice white iron drum with big crosses around our necks, and everybody watching. It came to the point that I'd been told that Zach would ring a little bell, and yet it never rang. There was deadly silence as the congregation turned to watch the eldest altar boy. I turned around to look at my cousin and found him reaching for the Lord deep up his left nostril. I have no idea what he found up there, but it seemed to taste very good. After the mass, Zach and I went to the local forest back to my nana and granddad's house. We were still dressed in our white gowns and our crosses. And after a while, I realised that I couldn't hear Zachary's footsteps behind me anymore, and I thought, what's going on here? So I turned round to see what I thought was a holy vision. An 11-year-old Zachary, robes blowing in the wind around his head, and a mysterious mist surrounding him. The vision didn't last long, as once the mist cleared, I could see that the saintly Zach was using his altar board to flush out the wind as he sparked up a Melba Red. As Zach grew up, he began to take an interest in things such as fashion and BMXing, which you were very good at, to be fair. And at the time, he favoured the look of long, wavy blonde hair with skinny jeans and little white plimsolls underneath. And when he was 15, he took me to the local skate park, where I used to watch him jumping around doing his tricks. And I remember feeling really cool to do with him. One day, I was stood with all the other kids at the skate park, watching as Zach flew and hopped around all over the place. And one of the kids turned to me, looking really impressed, and he says, "Wow, your big sister's really good at this." But being the loyal cousin that I am, I jumped straight in there, in his defence, and I said, "Yes, she is." Now, before I move on, there's something I want to take seriously. And there's a bit of business we've got to sort out. Obviously, Zach's quite a good-looking lad, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of young ladies out there upset that they've missed their chance with him. Unfortunately for them, today draws a line in the sand for Zach's life as a single man. And he and Natalie don't want any random visitors calling round looking for him in the middle of the night anymore. Now, today isn't the day for judgments, but to put a stop to any of this behaviour in the future, I would like to ask anyone here who has still got a key to Zachary's house, if you could just bring it up and return it to this coffee mug so that Zach and Natalie can leave in peace. Is there anybody around who might have one? Oh, yeah. Oh, no, yeah. Right, so is that everybody? This is your last chance. Anybody else in the room? I'd like to take a moment to be genuine now. Genuinely. I mentioned earlier that Zach and I grew up side by side, and this is the truth. Regardless of the different directions our lives take us in, there is a bond in place which will never be broken. As you said, and now I know say, I don't have a brother, but I'd like to thank my uncle for giving me something much better in Zachary. I struggle to think of the right words to describe Zach to people who may not know him very well, and that's because to me Zach is just Zach. He's a person that I truly admire, and the only way to describe who he is to tell you some of his positive traits. Now Zach is a person who is fearless, but he's never foolish. He doesn't suffer fools, and yet his loyalty is unparalleled. He's gentle and yet can be fierce when it comes to protecting those he cares about. He can be quiet, but will be the first to shout out on behalf of those without a voice. And above all, and relative to today, when Zach devotes himself to something, his level of devotion is immeasurable. And so Zachary, I'd like to thank you for being all of those things, and congratulate you for finding such a beautiful young woman who possesses even more positive traits than you. Natalie, thank you for being you and bringing out the very best in my cousins. And so, ladies and gentlemen, if you would raise your glasses, please. I'd like to